Welcome back. In this last final session, you would be seeing real life demos, real use cases of how Druid plus GPT would act within different industries, retail, financial services, healthcare, but also cross industries for use cases related to HR, to IT help desk, procurement, and so on. So joining us online from different parts of the globe are my colleagues, Dipesh, who would be joining us from our office in Singapore. We have Elena joining us from our Dallas office. And we have Christina here with us in the room. So I will give the speech to Dipesh, who is going to showcase use cases for retail, for order management, and also for career management. So, Dipesh, you have the screen.
Yeah, thank you, Irina. So, hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful time, and I'm glad to be having this opportunity to present the prowess of Druid's integration with GPT. I saw a lot of panel members talk really highly about the possibilities in their respective processes that they've had experience in. And I can't wait to show, along with my colleagues here, Lina and Christina, some of the possibilities that we've already made sure to be up and running, actually. So let me quickly preface something by saying that I don't want to bore you with information or mundane information that you already know, but I want to quickly point out and emphasize the point that GPT, generative AI, by itself is not having a lot of relevance to enterprise-related processes, specifically to HR, finance, procurement, simply because there is a lot of generalization involved when there's conversation in play. And with bunch of moderation and contextualization, you can definitely have GPT to, or rather conversational AI, to focus more on the conversation that the end user is having, uh, to better give a perspective from the enterprise's end and not to generalize information. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Is I'm going to quickly share my screen and showcase one such use case, actually two such use cases in the learning and development process, and also retail. So let me share the exact screen. Yeah. All right. So right now I'm an employee interacting with the virtual assistant on Microsoft Teams.
We are not
Now,
seeing the screen. If you're...
I'm just an employee who's looking to, let's say, let me just ping the bot first here. Let's say hello.
1 second, Dipesh.
And the virtual assistant recognizes me. Again, this is through Druid, right? So Druid is initially identifying the intent here, hello, and then processing the conversation to head towards a particular flow. And now that I'm able to converse with what I need, let me just quickly type, I am curious about other roles for my job. Can you help me? Now, if you see here, there are a couple of steps that I'd like you to focus on. That Druid is collecting the information about me, personalizing the content. So Druid has access to the Active Directory, the Enterprise Active Directory, where it knows that I'm a data analyst. So here, so you see that. Of course, I can help you with exploring the different opportunities within the company. As I see that you're currently working as a data analyst, you may want to consider the following roles based on your skills and experience. And these are the three different roles that's suggesting that are relevant to my current role that I'd more likely prefer from being a data analyst, right? So this information is being indexed from the career page, where the enterprise's career page, where there are open roles and details of these roles, right? So what Druid is doing while processing this particular utterance, where I say I am curious about other roles for job, can you help me? It is collecting all of the information about me, that my role, my department, my age, even whatever is needed to identify the particular request, along with the information that's available on the career page. And so now GPT, generative AI, has relevant context to answer this particular question that you see here. And it's responding with these relevant roles with the links as well. So you have an actionable insight for the employee to be able to move further. Now, let's say the employee is curious here. So I'm curious. Let's say I want to know more about being a data scientist, but I don't think I have the relevant skills, right? So I can use grammatical errors, spelling mistakes. Doesn't matter because Druid is having its own native NLP that is pretty powerful to identify the initial intent and then process it to GPT. And that's exactly what's going to happen now when I hit enter. So here I am saying that I don't have enough information or enough skills required to pursue this particular role. And here GPT assures me that that's a valid concern. The data science role is typically requires a strong knowledge in machine learning and statistical analysis. And from what I see, you have experience with statistical methods. Again, personalizing the context to my role and my work, but have not worked extensively with machine learning. However, here are some great courses on our LMS, that is the learning management system. In this particular case, is Success Factors that can help you upskill. And here are a few recommended ones. So, not just Druid in combination with GPT giving me suggestions on these are the current the courses that I'll need to enable myself to apply for this particular data scientist role, but it is also telling me where I've not had experience in a role such as a data scientist for me to be able to upskill myself. And let's say I proceed here to type in, thanks, that's really helpful. But I was wondering if I can see for roles outside my company.
It is hard to find a data
Now,
scientist.
here the personalization comes into play, and GPT and Druid act on an objective. If you if you see here that Druid is acting on behalf of the enterprise to retain the employee and focus more on the paths that are available here within the company because he doesn't have to look elsewhere. Overall, convincing the employee by points that are being spelled out here. So here you see that the bot proceeds to say it's completely possible to it's completely normal to explore all career paths. However, here are a few advantages in staying within our company itself, right? So you have ChatGPT or Druid in combination with Azure's OpenAI service, telling the employee that these are some of the benefits of staying back here and exploring different roles as opposed to looking elsewhere. And that's what it proceeds to do, and gives the confidence required for the employee to continue pursuing a role internally itself. And once the employee has enough information, let's say he says that sounds like a plan. Can you help me apply for that role? Now, Druid then integrates with applying for the relevant career page and applies on behalf of the employee here, collecting the details. So, sure, I can assist you with that. Please fill the following details, and the bot will apply it on the behalf of the employee. So, I proceed to enter my LinkedIn profile, whatever details are required. I'll just keep it blank for now, and I hit submit. Obviously, we can add validations to see if the right content has been uploaded. And once that's done, the bot says, perfect, thank you for the information. I will now proceed with submitting your application for the data scientist role. I'll let you know once it's done. In the meantime, the bot's also suggesting that it's highly recommended to start the Introduction to Machine Learning course on the LMS to give a head start. And now I have the complete information, and the bot is also applied on my behalf. And this is all happening with perfect symphony between me, the user, and the utterances that I'm typing. Druid understanding that utterance first, gathering the relevant information that is needed to give context to GPT, and then passing it on to GPT to provide the response. And once the response is generated, Druid then presenting that response, seeing if there's another action associated with that response, and then enabling the user to perform the action or have the information that he or she initially set out to obtain. And this is the perfect example within learning and development, along with HR, I hope it could give you a similar insights on other processes within internal automation itself. Now, I'd like to quickly switch and share my screen for one of the other use cases here, that is for retail. And this is a good use case that represents what we've done for an organization here in the Southeast Asia. And this is important here because a lot of times enterprise related data uh, is not found in the context of the conversation user is having with the virtual assistant, which is why you could have examples where, sorry, I could not understand what you're typing, or could you please repeat? And so here I'm going to just quickly ping the bot. It's a retail bot, so I'm trying to process an order, right? And I say, hello, the bot responds, hello, I'm your virtual assistant for order management. Could you please enter your name? And then I will proceed to enter an utterance here. I will type in 3 cartons of VSOP and 2 bottles of Hennessy. So this is going to be in combination of, give me a second. Yep. This is going to be in combination of Cantonese and English. So you have 3 cartons represented uh, in Cantonese, and 2 bottles of Hennessy and bottles represented in again Cantonese. So when I hit enter, sorry, I put it in front of my names. Let me just hit enter. Yeah. So when it's taking the order, it is processing the entities that are present within that statement. And you see that the bot has identified BSOP and Hennessy as the requirements for the particular order. And it is also integrating with the backend ERP system. So, and it is showing that what are volumes available for that particular VSOP brand. And I can further filter down to process my order request. So I can enter the volume of 0.7 liters, right? And since it already has the information of 3 cartons here that is spelled out in Cantonese, so I can choose to keep or edit that. So I'll just go ahead and keep this. And for the second part of it, this is Hennessy XO. So it is also suggesting if I require a particular volume, I will go ahead and type 1.5 liter. And it also suggests that there are other products available in that particular category, and I can proceed to add those as well. And it suggests the quantity. I'll go ahead and add that. And quickly gives me a summary from just one single statement of all the order details that I've initially wanted. And I can also proceed to have a new search here. And in this, let me go ahead and type a completely complex utterance here. So let me add that here. So I'm saying I want to order 3 cartons of VSP, 1 carton of Hennessy, and also 12 bar towels, right? Again, a combination of Cantonese and English. I go ahead and hit enter. So what this would do is, again, try to identify against the SKU list that is present in SAP, and then pass it on to GPT, and GPT will extract the relevant items that are present in the inventory or the SKU list of SAP, and then proceed to have the conversation of filtering down what exactly is required in terms of volume and quantity. So for VSOP, again, it's the same process. I would like to keep the 3 carton as per the liters. And for the second product, I'd go ahead and select Tanqueray Coaster. Yes. And for bar towels, I will go ahead again, type in Tanqueray as bar towel. I'll keep in the quantity as well. And then I've added a combination. So then the bot presents the combination of all the order requirements that was there from my initial statement and my present utterance as well. And also, finally, I just want to showcase a much more complex statement where the user is saying, I want to buy 4 boxes of VS for delivery on Wednesday. So it's also giving instructions for delivery. So without any additional training, you can also have Druid understand the context through GPT. Okay, sorry, I will have to hit new search. And once I hit the order details, you can see that the bot is extracting the relevant entities as before, and it's identified VSOP, and it's also again asking me to filter down. And I would go ahead and keep the 4 cartons that I've initially mentioned. And now the order date has also been populated here. That is Wednesday in Cantonese. And you can have a combination of can, because in Southeast Asia particularly, English in combination with native languages has become really popular. And it's technically, to build a rule around identifying the entities that have a combination of Cantonese letters and English letters is quite hard to do natively. And this is where GPT comes in, which really helps Druid understand the kind of utterance that the user is typing in. Whether it is filled with spelling errors, it is filled with different types of combinations of different languages, and compare it with the SKU list that is present. So if I could also proceed to add functionalities where I can type in, or users can type in, I'd like to order something for my birthday. I'm not too sure what to do for a party. Could you tell me, or could you give me a list of all the things that I need? And then Druid can pass that request along with the SKU details that are available. And then GPT can provide and customize and personalize that information, presenting, okay, here's a list that you'd like to, that you might be interested in purchasing for your birthday. And would you like me to proceed to place the order? And once that's done, I can go ahead and successfully place the order here itself. And this is a quick insight on the retail functionality. Obviously, this functionality can extend into other processes of customer support, where you can have refund management, loyalty management, and pretty much every aspect of a retail engagement with a customer can be handled through a very seamless experience, without the bot responding with, sorry, I'm not able to understand, could you please repeat, and tampering the experience of that particular customer. And with that, I'd like to conclude my presentation of the two use cases. I hope I was able to give you give you a highlight on the prowess of Druid and GPT. And I'd like to hand it over to Christina, who's going to be presenting our next two use cases.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you, Dipesh.